Oh, when traveling with children, it is important to plan ahead. We are paging Dr. Paul this morning to get his advice on how to best prepare for potential March break travel plans. Good morning to you, Dr. Paul.
Good morning, Will.
And we're going to spend a little bit more time on the first 2 points
Sure.
because they're really important. We
Yeah.
want to talk about preparing before you leave.
Well, depending on where you're going, you have to take certain precautions. So we know that worldwide there's a lot of issues, wars and dangers and those type of things. So if you're going to travel, go to the Health Canada website and it'll tell you advisories like don't go there, or be careful of this, be careful of that, depending on where you go. Number one. Number two, it'll tell you what you need to do to get prepared. And we'll talk a bit about that later in terms of vaccinations. So that's number one. So this, we're talking about kids, but it's the whole family traveling, right? So when you're doing air travel, you got to think about, a bit extra time to prepare for the kids. Like you have a child in a car seat, whatever. What are the regulations in the airplane? Do you need to get an extra seat? The child can sit on your certain restrictions. So you don't want to get surprised last minute when you're at the airport, right? That's I think that's the most important thing. Again, being prepared in terms of knowing where you're going, and also if you're going to do a road trip. I know most people are going to fly, but some people want to do a road trip. And with kids, it's important to put a bit of extra time in there because the kids are going to want to stop a bit more frequently, plan ahead in terms of that. Like don't rush it. If it's a 4-hour trip, put in your head it might take 5-6 hours.
It's always better to overestimate the time than be in a panicked rush.
And have some stuff in the car to distract the kids. Now we have iPads and all these kind of things that they can do. So again, preparing ahead, going on the website, knowing where to go, what the dangers are, what the issues are, and of course if it's red, they have a red zone, don't go.
Yeah, red zones are a no-go
Exactly,
for you. Okay,
exactly.
so that's a great way to prepare before you leave.
Exactly.
And as we move on, it kind of goes into being prepared as a point number 2.
Exactly. And so I was just reading explosive worldwide measles outbreaks.
Okay. Those aren't words we like to hear.
I just read on a CBC report. And basically we know, Canada had a lot of measles, but a lot of countries south, Mexico, southern United States, all over the world now, a lot of measles are out there. So really important to get your routine vaccinations up to date. Okay, and when I mean about routine, I mean measles vaccinations, all the childhood vaccinations, including measles. That's very important. Children need 2 shots. Everybody needs 2 shots of measles vaccine, 1 at 12 months and 1 between 4 and 5 years of age. And so please be aware because measles is explosive and rampant worldwide. We have cases in Canada, but it's a bit under control. But in other places of the world, not so. So very important. Also, in terms of vaccines, be prepared. Some countries may require certain vaccinations to go in as part of your visa requirement. And some countries we know have other issues out there, yellow fever, they may have hepatitis, and you might need to get those vaccines before you go. And sometimes you need a 6 to 8 week time frame ahead of time. So that's why I'm talking about preparing ahead. So routine vaccinations and vaccinations that are required for the specific area you're going. If you're going to Fiji and so on, you might need, yellow fever vaccination.
It's particular ones based on the destination you're headed to.
Exactly. And the other thing too is, if you go, there are areas where they have mosquitoes, malaria, you might need to take some medications for that as well during the time. And importantly, if you have medications for yourself or your children, make sure you pack them if you're flying. Pack them on you, not in your carry-on, not in your baggage that you're checking in because you might lose it.
Yeah, and you need it with you just in case of emergency as well.
Exactly.
All right, we're halfway through. We got to go quickly through the next two, Dr. Paul, and we're talking about first aid kits.
Yeah, so make sure you have a first aid wherever you go. Either you're flying or you're driving. Make sure you have a first aid kit with you, and insect repellent. That's important as well. Again, we're going to the southern areas, particularly there are mosquitoes that are carrying West Nile virus, Zika virus, all these type of things. So make sure you have insecticides, repellents, and sunscreen. We're not used to it right now, but if you go down south, the UV numbers are very high. So make sure, because we're kind of naive. We haven't been in the sun now for a couple of months, right?
Yeah.
So be very careful of that.
Especially when we hibernate with the cloudy skies we've seen, you will always get burned that day, number one.
The first day is the worst.
Yeah. All right, and finally, food, water, and safety.
Again, being part prepared, knowing where you're going, is the water safe? If not, have bottled water, wash your hands, and so on. Follow, again, those precautions. Be careful of the food and those type of things. Because, again, some places don't have the sanitation and water that we have here in Canada. So just be aware. Again, you want to do all these things ahead of time. You need a break. Kids need a break. Make sure that it's safe and you can enjoy it.
Yeah, appreciate your time, especially ahead of March break and a lot of families traveling. Number one tip, though, always Be prepared and give yourself some extra time.
Exactly.
Thanks, Dr. Paul.
My pleasure.